I recommend this practically for all women, is often we look for the perfect person. And that causes us to go into a bias towards looking at what the problem with this person rather than what's good about this person. And your objective is to create a series of positive dating experiences rather than find the right person for you. It's if you were to visit my house, you'd see how beautiful home I have. But if you wanted to buy it, you'd actually hire somebody to see what's wrong with it. And that's what our brain does, is we're in a searching for the right person too much. So I'd recommend, as a woman, be open to the men that are interested in you more than you're interested in them, or equal. Try not to be with somebody where you're trying to please them, but they're actually more interested in pleasing you. Then you have a chance to try out these new skills of not being a people pleaser. And that's a whole nother subject. That's why we have the book there, Mars, Venus on a Date, and Beyond Mars and Venus. Those are good dating skills. But the answer to that is practice. Let your first dating experiences or your later dating experiences, if you're starting over or you're still out there dating, stop looking for the right person and look for the person that makes you feel safe and not necessarily sexually aroused. Let that come as you increase your mental and emotional vulnerability. Then it's healthy to become and to listen to your physical vulnerability, which is your attraction to someone. So that's some good, concise advice.
Yeah, and it almost seems a little bit counterintuitive in a way, I think, right? And that leads, and it feels like, well, how do I find the right person if I'm not out there looking for the right person? It feels a little counterintuitive.
Okay, so when I give you another example of this outside the dating thing, which is my daughter wanted a house, she has all her things she wants. She make a list of the things she wants. So you look at that. Then she started doing house shopping. And we looked together every Sunday. We looked, what does she like? What does she not like? And as she started to see more of what she liked, it became more clear to her what she enjoys the most and what she doesn't enjoy. But there was never this sense of, I've already bought the house and I'm stuck with it. You want to just create what's often called a yes set, to create a series of yeses in your dating experience. But if you're looking for the perfect person that you no longer have to date anymore, and dating is a drudgery because you're constantly disappointed sometimes, is you're looking to just create a positive dating experience. That's your goal. You know what you're looking for, but you're letting that refine what you like and what you don't like, what you like and what you don't like, what you like. And the don't like doesn't become, a real strong negative emotion because you haven't invested a lot in the relationship. So I don't know why it's paradoxical, but to me, it just seems like common sense is that don't push it and an experience. And one of the reasons why we tend to be attracted to the wrong people is because we have issues inside of us where we're trying to please people more than letting them please us. And our society so encourages women to be more masculine and not so much receptive. So you want to practice some of these skills that I teach of being receptive, letting a man do things for you, and that feels without feeling obligated to do anything for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so powerful. And this ties in with another question that came in. I think this will tie in really well here. Let's see. Let me find it. Oh, here it is. Connie, she says, I would like to ask John about something I heard him say in one of your earlier interviews. This goes along with what you're just talking about, John. He talked about going for men that we don't feel attracted to. I feel confused by this because I want to feel attraction for a man. Can John help us understand more about what he means by this?
Now, a large portion of women say to me, I went on a date, had sex with a guy, never called back. If that's ever happened to you and you felt sexual attraction for a guy and you went on a date, whether you had sex or not, and he doesn't call back, then you have a message that when I feel sexually attracted to somebody, they're usually not available to me. It's a thing that we all have, which is we tend to desire more of that which is not available. Once we have something, we're now looking for something more. So when your intuition actually doesn't say in English to you, but you have a sort of a Geiger counter that says not available man, if that's the case, where it's an unavailable man and you feel desire for them, then you have something needs to be healed inside of you, which I call daddy issues, where you didn't get enough love and support from your father, or your mother didn't get it from your father. Then a part of you still wants to find daddy who's not available and get him to love you. And so what occurs later in life is that you tend to almost, in certain situations where a man is not available, are dangerous, are married, you feel more sexual attraction. And if you have that situation because of your life experience, then you have to choose to not date men that you want more than they want you. So see, attraction can grow over time if there's a curiosity and a respect. So if somebody makes you feel safe and they're interested in you, this is the ideal setting to practice being more feminine rather than pursuing men. And if you feel sexual attraction right away to a man, usually that is your body's subconscious response to win his attention. And that's what you don't want. You don't want to be in a place of trying to get more from him, but seeing if he gives you enough. And that's a receptive position. That's your feminine side, and that produces female hormones. But, being on a date is kind of a fight or flight situation. And it pushes women over to their male side where they try to please the guy, as opposed to allowing him to please you and being authentic. And now we have the basic dating skills, which is first, be naked mentally and see if you don't feel more attracted to him. And if you don't, then you move on. But you want to be able to express who you are in your mind first without trying to change somebody. Now I'm not saying just say whatever you think or feel, because sometimes, that could be offensive to somebody. It could sound controlling to someone. It could be argumentative to somebody. But express what you think, and particularly if it's different from his thinking, it's fun to be different. It's the differences that create the attraction. But if we're adjusting ourselves to win them over, then the attraction won't be there. So first, you want to go for curiosity, interest, admiration, respect, enjoying. That's the heart starting to open, having fun together, being open together, sharing your feelings together. Then you become naked physically. Otherwise, don't rush it. And don't let your physical attraction guide you as a woman. Use your mind. Find somebody who's safe, who seems reasonable, seems good, who likes you more. It may be a little boring, but give it a chance to grow. It's like a little ember. You put air on it and it starts to become a fire. Or it doesn't, but you at least had time to practice good relationship skills where you're not trying to win a guy over, because so many women get into that.
Yeah, this is so great. This is so great. You're clarifying this. So you're definitely not saying that we just settle for a relationship where there's no attraction. You're saying that sometimes those initial tinges or feelings of attraction can misguide us or be misleading or send us going off in the right direction. And that oftentimes it's these guys where it's more like a slow start that the attraction can grow with and can turn into a relationship that has that passion and attraction in it.
Yeah, another way of saying all of that is be friends first, but don't put him in the friend zone. It's a little tricky. Don't treat him like a girlfriend, and men have to learn not to be like a girlfriend. But find a place where you really like hanging out with somebody, you like having conversation with them, they're wonderful. But don't make him into a girlfriend by asking him a lot about his feelings. You see, once you start penetrating into a man, now you're bringing him into his female side and you won't feel the healthy attraction. He needs to be on his male side, which means he needs to hear you more than you need to hear him.
Mm-hmm. So if a woman is asking a man a lot of questions about his feelings, that's changing that energy and that dynamic and putting him more in the female side and her going into understanding more about him instead of him coming back and paying more attention and learning more about her.
Nicely said.